Hey, what's good, everyone? Today I'm gonna react for the first time to Finland's mythology. I hope this is gonna be a cool series of reaction that we can make. You recommended to me this channel, it's Irish in Finland. This is the video that I chose, the problem with Finland's mythology, because you gotta start with knowing what's wrong with something to learn about something. Am I right? I don't know, whatever. Let's check out the video.
So the reason why I'm making this video today, the reason why I'm having this discussion now, is because of the fact that I'm in the middle of making some mythology videos based on Baltic, Finnic, Sami mythology, and some Karelian as well, right? So in the middle of making these videos, I came upon this particular subject that I think a lot of people who look into this particular subject would also find. It's a little problem. Depends on how much you want to make it a problem, okay? And that is the problem of the Calivala, right?
Calivala,
Now,
yes.
just a little brief introduction to the Calivala. It is Finland's national epic, okay? Wrote by Elias Lönnrot, okay? He decided to combine all these particular folk poetry that he had gone on several field trips to collect all these things and made what you would say is a single narrative, okay?
That's
A lot of people
beautiful.
would argue it is Finnish mythology. That's basically what he has wrote, okay? But the problem here is this. He was a devout Christian. That's one little problem. As well, if you read it, you come to the end of it, it signals basically the coming of Christ, right? Now, first of all, I just want to say this. It is a fantastic piece of work.
So it's
really,
mostly
really good.
fictional.
So if you've never read it, like, please do, because it is fantastic. It really is. I would never say to somebody not to read it, not to pick it up. Because if you're into this sort of thing, you absolutely should. But I just want to talk about one little thing. And it's a little quote from an article that I found. Very little is actually known about Elias Lönnrot's personal contributions to the Calivala. Scholars to this day still argue about how much of the Calivala is genuine folk poetry and how much is his own work, and the degree to which the text is authentic to the oral tradition. During the compilation process, it is known that he merged poem variants and characters together. He also left out verses that did not fit and composed lines of his own to connect certain passages into a logical plot. As was normal in the pre-literate conventions of oral poetry, according to the testimony of Arhipa Pertunen, traditional bards in his father's days would also vary the language of songs from performance to performance when reciting from their own collection. The Finnish historian Väinö Kaukkonen suggests that 3% of the Kalivala's lines are Lönnrot's own composition, 14% are composition.
He's really famous, right? He's really famous, that historian. I think I found it like in the fucking crosswords, if I'm not mistaken, at some points of my life. I remember that name.
Compositions from variants, 50% are verses which he kept mostly unchanged except for some minor alterations, and 33% are original, unedited oral poetry. For anybody out there who's kind of thinking, oh, the Calivala, you can't use that as a source or anything like that, that's fair enough, I get it, that is true. Take your criticism hat off though for just a minute, okay? It's absolutely amazing that if the story is true, that this particular person, Elias Lönnrot, went around Finland, like I think, what did it say, 11 field trips, collected all these poetries, collected all these stories, probably obviously talked to people, I would imagine, and then came back and then said, okay, now let's piece this all together. That's unbelievable.
Yeah,
That's
especially at
crazy.
that time.
You know, that is such an unbelievable feat. It's nuts. Now, I was talking to one guy who's a member of this channel. He loves all this stuff, loves mythology, showed me various amounts of sources, Honestly, like, thank you so much for that. But we were having a good conversation about this last week, and he was saying that, like, he doesn't see the Calivala as this sort of Finnish mythology book. He says, like, it's more than that. And I have to admit it, like it is. It was a driving force for Finnish independence. He said mainly what it is was a driving force for the Finnish language itself.
Wow.
And it's a massive part of Finnish culture. Massive part of Finnish history. But the thing is, when you go looking for these things, for like a sort of a Finnish pantheon or something like that, unfortunately, you always get brought back to the Calivala. But also, you need to remember, it's how you use it yourself. You don't take the Calivala for gospel, okay? You don't say that is exactly what it is, because you just can't, okay? You just can't. But the way I use it is to kind of whet my appetite a little bit. Let's take this scenario. I want to make a video about Calivala. Okay? I'm going to go to the Calivala first, and I'm going to look at it and see what it says about him. What's the stories involved with him? What is it? Just to kind of whet my appetite. Just as a little starter before I get into the main course. I'll give you a real example of how it has absolutely drove me crazy. Okay? So, I'm in the middle of making a video about the Finnic creation myth. Now, the Calivala has a massive part about the creation myth, okay? How the world was created. So I'm reading this and I'm thinking to myself, well, you know, how do I know this is the real myth? How do I know? You know what I mean? It's wrote down so beautifully, explained so meticulously, but at the end of the day, is it the real thing? Is this the actual myth? I don't know. You know, it's a bit mad, but going forward, and it could be a little bit of an annoying thing if you're watching these videos going forward, but what I'm going to do is, I would rather be right than be wrong, okay? So as I'm telling a story, I might just kind of say, this particular source that I found was from this particular thing that I found about it was from this source. It could get annoying, but like I said, I'd rather be right than wrong. Please don't get me wrong. It's an absolutely beautiful epic. It really is. It's fantastic. And I would implore people to give it a go if you haven't. I enjoyed it, so I'm pretty sure you will as well. I kind of wish there was an animation series about it though. That would be pretty awesome. Not a live action movie or live action series. I don't think that would do it justice. Some sort of animation series. That would be absolutely fantastic. I don't know why any of the Finnish channels stations haven't done it, but that would be unreal. That would be cool as hell. But like I said, guys, if you're going to read it as well, please don't just stop there. Look into it a little bit more. There's plenty of researchers out there that have done an amazing amount of work researching it. Loads of professors, historians, folklorists. There is so much work done on doing these things. So please do look at it. And if you're watching this video and you think, hey, actually, do you know what? I might have something for this guy that he might find interesting. Get in contact. Please do. Please let me know, because the more, the better. The more the videos that I make will get better. Okay? That would be unbelievable. Guys, don't be afraid to leave a comment if you have anything to discuss from this video. Please like this video. Please do. Please like this video.
I already liked it.
Okay? Thank you very much.
That was wait. Okay.
So
it's going everywhere. Okay, sorry guys. Yeah, that was really interesting. And while I was listening to this man talking, you know, I really love to listen to historians talk about the stuff on YouTube, on Spotify, their own podcast, even interviews that they will release, conferences that they go to. And they all say this thing, because like people in the comment section, they're so fucking mean. Like maybe you can get something wrong, the wrong source or whatever. So the whole thing is like copy and pasted. But yeah, you gotta, As he said, you know, I'm going too much around it, but as he said, you know, it's very difficult to find the right sources. So when he said that he wants to be sure that he's saying something that is right rather than wrong, I mean, in these kind of things, it's kind of impossible to be 100% sure. But still, you gotta appreciate the effort, definitely, you know. Maybe someone will tell you a story that you heard from someone else, and this new person that is telling it in a messed up way, maybe not 100% correctly. That might bother you, whatever, but you should still like relax, chill, and try to understand, because not everyone gets the things from the same source. But yeah, whatever, I just wanted to point that out. So yeah, we gotta check out more stuff from this channel. I'm definitely gonna search for this Calivala poetry book. I don't know how to call it, but yeah, or mythology book. Let me know what's the appropriate term for it. And I'm gonna, you know, maybe not read it all. I don't know how many pages is that, but I'm just gonna scroll through a little bit and try to get a grasp of that. And yeah, if you want me to check out more videos about mythology, that's pretty cool. It's something that I don't have a deep knowledge of it, but I really want to learn that much. So yeah, guys, hope you've enjoyed the video. Na Kevin!